Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. What is happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us this week. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host. He's the man with 1,004 aliases. He is the statistician of the stars. He is the Oja, if you will. He is the plug. He is Padawan J.
Let me talk to you, coming in at you louder than the social media silence from UNC football.
Wow.
I went there.
You went there early, folks. We have a lot to talk about in the land of sports. That is what we're going to focus on, because on the network, you have a lot of entertainment content right now going in New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
A lot of great interviews. In fact, our preview episode is up right now, and we will be recapping Peacemaker and all that fun stuff when we get back next week. However, this is going to be focused on sports. You want to talk about pro wrestling, you want to talk about NFL, NHL, you name it, that's what we're going to do. And if you want to talk about it after the show, Pat, where does everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
Right on, from the social media accounts to the blogs to the TeePublic store link to the classifieds, which has friends of the show such as 3FM Podcast, Dragon Master Games, Nerd Initiative, and many more. A directory. Pat, how many providers are we on?
536,184.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever you listen to the ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world. Drop us a subscription, drop us a follow, drop us a review. Let us know how we're doing, because I am told it helps the algorithm.
Allegedly.
So who might argue? So let's make that happen. And then last but certainly not least, a fantastic music section featuring such groups as Brian Wolf and the Howlers, Second Suitor, Tom, Jolu, Floodlands, and Shout Out to the Robots. Basically, if it's anything and everything that is the ODPH, you can find it at odphpodcast.com. And if you're on social media and using hashtags still, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? Kicking off this edition of the show is the NFL. We're talking locks and leaps. It is heating up on our contest we're doing on Facebook, so definitely got to post the latest on that after I make an adjustment for Pad. Because Pad is currently in second place behind Joey DiCarlo from So Wizard Podcast. But it is very, very close. But obviously this week, we all talked how this week 5 of the NFL season was a bit odd. It had that vibe going into it. The scheduling was a little weird with how teams were shaping up. So we have a lot to discuss.
The lines weren't great.
The lines were definitely not great if you were partaking in gambling, if you can afford to do such.
Arizona was a 9.5-point favorite against Tennessee, which I'm looking at going, holy moly. How did that happen?
There was a lot of crazy spreads on this, but some panned out, some did not, so we have to break it down as we do on Locks and Leaps. So, Pat, kick us off.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with my lock, and it actually was one of your locks, too.
Yep.
And this was the Detroit Lions to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, which, yeah, they did because, we'll get into that. Detroit winning by the final score of 37-24. Jared Goff, 19-23, 258 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jake Browning could have used some State Farm there because he went 26-40, 251 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, but also 3 interceptions. Jake Browning, also the leading rusher for, get ready, fantasy folks, might want to consider him for your running back. 4 carries, 31 yards, and no touchdowns. Like I said, might be a sleeper on your fantasy team for your running back. You never know. On the Detroit side, it was David Montgomery with 18 carries, 65 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then for receiving, it was Amon-Ra St. Brown with 8 catches, 100 yards even, and no touchdowns. And for Cincinnati, it was Jamar Chase with 6 catches, 110 yards receiving, and 2 catches. Got to say, though, David Montgomery, I love the story that was going on before the game with his sister being there for the first time since she had an accident earlier this year, able to watch him play. Awesome to see that happen.
Yeah, Detroit is now clicking at the right time.
Tell me about it.
I think that a lot of people, including yours truly, I will say this. I was wondering if they were going to be able to snap back into it with the loss of their offensive and defensive coordinator last season. It looks like they're picking up right where they left off. However, one thing I think is very notable with this is, yes, Detroit looked great, but that game was a lot closer than it should have been.
It was 14-3 at halftime.
Right.
And then it got a little close for comfort, especially in that fourth quarter.
That's one thing that scares me a little bit.
21 points?
If I'm Detroit, especially. This is when Cincinnati finally showed up as a fantasy manager. Seeing Jamar Chase on my team, I finally had some payout. So I was extremely happy to see that.
Speak for yourself. I got A.J. Brown.
Yeah. Well, in this situation, I have a lot to brag about. So I was happy with what I'm seeing. But then again, Detroit should have won this outright.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody that was thinking Jake Browning was going to be the next, I would say, Matt Flynn, or who's a great backup that steps up into the main role and can take your team somewhere.
Oh God, what was his name? Garoppolo did for a while. That's not the one I was trying to think of, but he comes to mind.
He's somebody there too. Like I say, very rarely do you see
Jacoby Brissett.
You see a backup come in and really take over a team and step in. Not everybody is Tom Brady. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
But in this situation, Browning, he definitely did not look the part in that first half. He struggled very, very badly. In fact, so much that Cincinnati made a move today.
Traded with the Cleveland Browns, of all folks, for Joe Flacco. So Cleveland sent Joe Flacco and a 5th-round pick to Cincinnati. In return, back to Cleveland, Cincinnati sent a 6th-round pick. Joe Flacco, good luck to his wife. You might want to increase the insurance policy because he is going to get eviscerated behind that offensive line. And you might be saying, Pat, it's a little rude. Might be a little harsh.
No, it's honest.
Why do you say that? Folks, we're 5 games into the regular season. The Cincinnati Bengals have given up 14 sacks in 5 games.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Their offensive line is atrocious. That is why they don't have a running game. That's why their quarterback is their lead runner.
16 total carries between Jake Browning, Samaje Perine, and Chase Brown for Cincinnati on the rushing side. Grand total of 85 yards.
Yeah, let's not lie about it. They're atrocious, and Joe Flacco, I wish him the best, but he's walking into a very, very bad situation there.
Yeah, it also makes me wonder how bad is the Joe Burrow situation. Like, I get Browning, It's 26 for 40, 251 and 3. Okay, it's not bad. 3 interceptions, not great, but it's also Detroit's defense. But it also makes me wonder how bad is the Burrow situation that you're going for Flacco now?
Well, I would say this. It is bad. But if they think Flacco gives them a better chance to win over Browning right now to at least keep them around 500, if Burrow is coming back this season, that's the pick.
So this is from September 21st, according to the injury report. Didn't realize this. I know he had turf toe. Didn't know the additionals on top of this. So he underwent surgery a couple weeks ago to address a grade 3 turf toe injury.
Yeah.
And is facing a 3-month absence, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't think he can come back, but if they thought he could.
3 months, that was in September. That puts it in, December at the earliest?
Right. So they're thinking if Cincinnati can tread enough water for Burrow to come back in there and maybe somehow sneak them in the playoffs.
I'd be hesitant.
It's risky, but I think you have to try selling the idea that your team is still competing.
That's your future. That's a lot of money invested.
Oh, fully agree. But we talked about this before when they went, as in the Cincinnati front office, re-signing Chase, Higgins, and Burrow to astronomical contracts.
Ridiculous, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, not saying they're not worth it, but unfortunately, this is why we don't have teams like this too much in the NFL.
Yeah.
There was going to be money that was not going to go elsewhere, and that offensive line is prime example. So they're going to have problems no matter what. And then moving forward, Flacco is getting asked to pull a miracle out somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
At 41 years old.
But I think the problem that they have is they saw with Browning, 3 touchdowns is great, but 3 interceptions, not so much.
Yeah.
And then literally you're 26 for 40.
Yeah.
That's
not great.
It's not a stat to really be bragging about. So
no. That's
what they have to kind of figure out. And if Flacco's going to be the guy to do it, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see for these two teams the next month or so. Detroit, boy, you got a real test coming up for you the next couple games. This upcoming Sunday, they will be on Sunday Night Football on the road. Be a few folks watching this game, playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 7, they will be at home on Monday Night Football playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bye week in Week 8, and then they come out of the bye week in Week 9 playing the Minnesota Vikings. Also, I say it doesn't get any easier because after that, they've got the Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles. So good luck, Lions fans. It's going to be a real test for you the next
Well, that's going to be the real challenge for them. I think that we need to kind of pump brakes about anointing them as Super Bowl champions.
Sure.
All right. I saw that going around this morning, and I was like, "Ooh,
that's insane."
Yeah.
For the Cincinnati Bengals, well, it won't be easy because the next couple weeks, this upcoming Sunday, they'll be on the road playing the Green Bay Packers. Then they got a short turnaround because Week 7, they have a Thursday Night Football game at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that'll be on Thursday night, Prime Video. Week 8 is at home against the New York Jets, Jets. And then week 9 will be at home against the Chicago Bears. So definitely be interesting to watch those couple games, especially that Chicago game.
Yeah,
they're no joke these days.
No, that's gonna be a real test for him. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's still early in the season. You don't want to write anybody out, but I think for Cincinnati, that window is closing fast.
Yeah, for sure. Then we're going to talk my leap, which was also one of your leaps. And I waited to put my picks in just because I was like, you know what? Why don't we let some things play out? I knew Lamar Jackson was questionable. Might not play, might not. He might not. And then came out that, he's not playing. And, I was like, okay, that makes this pick easier. And I picked the Houston Texans to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And holy smokes, did they ever, by the final score of 44-10. C.J. Stroud, 23 of 27, 244 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ooh, baby. Cooper Rush, 14 of 20, 179 yards passing, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, though. Derrick Henry, 15 of 33, 15 carries, 33 yards, just 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb, 11 carries, 61 yards, and just 1 touchdown. Christian Kirk was the leading receiver for Houston with 4 carries, 64 yards, and no touchdowns.
One of our favorites here.
One of your favorites. And then for Baltimore, who else? Zay Flowers, 5 catches, 72 yards, and no touchdowns.
With Lamar out, this team is done.
Oh, they're 1-4, and it ain't pretty.
No,
they are currently 3rd place, tied for last. Although whatever the particulars are after that, the only person listed behind them are the Cleveland Browns.
It doesn't matter. I mean, unfortunately, without Lamar in this offense, they're done.
Well, and there's also a couple interesting things I would say with this team because there's 2 big players on offense, not Lamar. That are having, I would say, subpar years. One of which I only know because he's on my fantasy team, and it's burning a hole in my pocket because he's torching me and not in a good way. The first one, and it's not this one. First one's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry having a notoriously off year, I would say. 64 carries, 317 yards rushing, and 4 touchdowns. That's through 5 games.
Yeah.
That's subpar for him. The other one, the normally reliable Mark Andrews. 17 catches, 150 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, they're in disarray. I mean, the problem is they rely on Lamar too much for that offense.
True.
As wild as it is to say, they do. And if you take him out of the equation, unfortunately he is, Cooper Rush is not the guy to fill in.
No.
I understand he was great in Dallas for that time being, but it's a different team, different setup. How Baltimore runs their offense is literally that. They run a lot.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry, I hate saying it, but Father Time looks like it's catching up to him a little bit. And that offensive line is doing all it can do, but the defense is the one that's more puzzling. Because this is Baltimore's bread and butter. This is what they're known for.
Yeah.
And the fact that you let a struggling Houston team go completely mad and easy on you, that's a problem. C.J. Stroud had the best game he's had in probably 2 seasons. And the rest of that team showed up, and they were lights out.
Yeah.
And that defense was, I mean, when you can hold Derrick Henry at 30 or under 50 yards, you're doing something right.
Yep.
And it's just a situation. I think, unfortunately, he's now starting to slow down because that workload he's getting asked to do is a lot.
Derrick Henry, currently 31 years old, turns 32 the first week of January.
And it's a shame, but it's true, though. But he can look great in certain moments, but the thing is, when you're asking him to take on that offensive role, and you're literally the only running option that they have. I mean, granted, it's not like he was in Tennessee.
No.
This is a situation that you don't have that quarterback to balance you out, so you're getting asked to do a lot.
He's not the number 1 back he was anymore.
Correct.
He's more of a feature back. He's more of a, hey, short and goal. We're inside the, let's say, 2-yard line. We need to punch him in the mouth and get it into the end zone. That's your guy. Is he the guy that can do, 25, 30 carries and get you 100-plus yards every week for 17, 18 games? No, he's not that guy anymore. There's a lot of miles on the old tires, and, unfortunately, the car ain't running like it used to anymore just because, hey, you know what? There's some wear and tear on it.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for Baltimore fans because it's just the defense is getting picked apart.
Yeah.
And that's then with the Lamar injury, that's just a 1-2 combo you don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
And I don't see them having any answers this season. Unfortunately not. I think this is going to be a very rough run for the Ravens moving forward.
I'm looking at their schedule. I'll get to it in a minute. It ain't going to get any easier.
Yeah.
For the Houston Texans, though, this upcoming Sunday, well, they're on a bye. Come out of the bye on Monday Night Football on the road playing the Seattle Seahawks. Week 8, they're at home against the San Francisco 49ers, and then Week 9, at home against the Denver Broncos. Boy, that'll be one to watch that I wouldn't have said at the start of the season.
That's a crazy stretch right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Then for the Baltimore Ravens, this upcoming Sunday, they're at home against the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
Week 7, they're on a bye. Come out of the bye in Week 8, at home against the Chicago Bears. And then a short turnaround because Week 9, they're on the road playing the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football on Prime Video.
That could be a true season game there. Like I say, I want to say, how do I word this exactly? That's why I have to pause, so apologies for that. If they don't pull that off, their season's done. Like, it's officially done. I mean, granted, they might be able to sneak a couple wins here and there.
Rams will give them fits. Bears will give them fits. Miami toss-up at this point.
Right, but I'll say this, if they lose 2 out of those 3 games, they're done.
Yeah, probably.
They're not coming back. And
Probably.
Even if Lamar does come back this season, I don't see them making a run.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
But going to my locks, speaking of those L.A. Rams, boy, they are now turning into their counterparts at SoFi Stadium. They are proving me every time that they are now one of the most inconsistent teams on paper. And I understand this is division. I get that.
Sure.
But literally, if you're telling me Mac Jones, yes, that Mac Jones,
Mac
Pat,
Jones, baby,
is leading the 49ers.
Yep.
While Brock Purdy is out and George Kittle is out.
Yep.
And all the injuries they have.
They have a lot.
And yet he's still finding ways to win. And yet Stafford and company, who have been on fire, are just completely out of sync in this manner. That, it was a close game and went to overtime, but it should never have gone this way because of who's on the 49ers offense. But it's a testament to those players. They stepped up, and they are not backing down with all those injuries. John Lynch and company are doing amazing things out there.
So the San Francisco 49ers, as you alluded to, won in overtime. 26-23 was the final score. Mac Jones, 33 of 49, 342 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 30-47, 389 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kyron Williams, 14 carries, 65 yards, and no touchdowns for the Rams. Christian McCaffrey was the leading rusher for San Francisco, 22 carries, 57 yards. Yikes. No touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, leading receiver for San Francisco, 10 catches, 142 yards, no touchdowns. Devontae Adams led for L.A. with receiving with 5 catches, 88 yards, and no touchdowns. Now, let me just say this, since I know some people have been asking me and ribbing me a little bit. Oh, how you feel about Mac Jones succeeding in San Francisco? How you feel about Kendrick Bourne succeeding in San Francisco? I'm happy for him, in all honesty. You know what? Good for him. He's found something. It's working. He's having success. You know what? We tried it with him, and unfortunately he got put in a real shitty situation that just was not a tenable one and was not one that was designed for success. And he's found at least a spot right now where it's working. You know, and the same can be said for Kendrick Bourne. You know what? He gave us a few good years there and was our number one when he really wasn't a number one. And he's stepping up now, and he's having great success out there. So to the both of them, I say, hey, congrats.
You know, sometimes it's just a change of scenery.
There is no ill will in my heart on this one.
No, definitely not. But like I say, there's just a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And I think for Mac, especially when he came in and who he came in after.
And if I'm not mistaken, the 1 year his offensive coordinator was Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
Who's a defensive coordinator now.
Yeah, I mean.
Or some college. I think it's Boston College maybe.
I'm not even sure. But either way, Mac came in with a lot of stuff stacked against him. Now he's taking full advantage of this out in San Francisco. Am I saying there's a quarterback controversy? No.
I was close. He's defensive coordinator at the Ohio State University.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
But either way, Mac Jones is playing very good football right now.
Might be a quarterback controversy.
See, I don't think so, but then again, with John Lynch and running that team and what they do out there, I mean, they do some stuff that's very, very, unorthodox, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, if Mac leads them on a win streak, I don't think they're going to cool him off to put Purdy in. And I think Purdy would be fine with it. I mean,
Right.
as a competitor, you want to be out there, sure. But
Right.
I think in this situation, that defense is bailing Mac out a lot. I don't think they get enough credit, especially when they did the goal line stance against the Rams, which, yet again, I question a lot of the play calling in this game.
Covered 2 fumbles during this game.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that with the Rams, they should be better than they are. And granted, 3-2 is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
But this reminds me much like the Chargers. The 49ers should not be competing with you right now. They're down to very deep on their depth charts.
Yeah.
And yet you got punched in the mouth. And you could say, well, it's a 3-point game. No. The problem is the Rams should have been putting up Detroit numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been putting up Houston numbers on them.
Uh-huh.
They didn't. And the fact that they took a very bad L, in my opinion, for this speaks volumes. And I think they're going to have to really make sure they get back on track moving forward.
You brought up the injuries. There's a lot. I mean, just even today as we record, Jordan Watkins, wide receiver, Ricky Purcell, wide receiver, Juwan Jennings, wide receiver, and Brock Purdy, quarterback, all questionable.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And you just look back through, there's a lot of dudes that are hurt and not
Bosa,
Brandon Ayuk. We brought up Kittle. There's just name after name after name. It's insane.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about why my point is about the Rams took a very bad loss because they should have won this game by at least 10. They should have.
Yeah.
But, hey, kudos to the 49ers. They showed up, and they're not backing down.
I mean, Lord have mercy, if their depth chart is to be believed, they're thin on the offensive line.
Oh, completely.
Because their left tackle, they're down to 1 because they're down to Trent Williams because Spencer Burford is on IR. They're down to Connor Colby at left guard because Ben Barch is also on IR. So God help them if one of those guys go down, because then you're going to have to bring in one of the other second-string guys, either the center, right guard, or right tackle second strings to play left guard or left tackle. Mm-hmm. And who knows if they've done that position before.
Yeah. I mean, how they're pulling this off, it's a testament to the organization.
It's worth a documentary,
yeah,
that's for sure.
I'm just saying this. If they make a run deep in the playoffs with this lineup, I mean, kudos to John Lynch.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'll sing his flowers all the day.
Yeah.
All the day.
For the San Francisco 49ers, the next couple games, this upcoming Sunday, they're on the road playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 7, they're at home against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Week 8, they're on the road playing the Houston Texans. And then Week 9, on the road playing the New York Giants. For the Los Angeles Rams, this upcoming Sunday, they're on the road playing the Baltimore Ravens. Week 7, they are at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars, although should note, 9:30 a.m. start time, so that one's going to be overseas. I'm guessing, it's over in London. So then coming back over the ocean, Week 8, they're on a bye. Coming out of the bye, they're at home against the New Orleans Saints.
A lot of interesting scenarios happening there, but I think the NFC West is proven to be a sleeper division, I think, as far as headlines.
Yeah.
But you got to give them their due about this.
Yeah.
Because if we are talking about headlines, there's one team that I think has been jumping out for various reasons.
Oh, baby.
And that is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling this season, I know I'm going to fire up some people, and you might say, well, you're a Bills fan and you're mad at any time Kansas City's there. Yeah, to a degree. But this Kansas City team is not as great as the years prior.
Nope.
I want to say either they look old or they look content.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a play in this game that I am going to criticize a lot. Mm-hmm. But who would have thought that the Jacksonville Jaguars
Duval
are now 4-1 on the season?
Anyone outside of the Jacksonville and greater Jacksonville area, if you said you're not surprised, stop lying.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about it, Pat.
So, like you alluded to, the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 31-28. Trevor Lawrence, 18-25, 221 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, 29-41, 318 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, also the leading rusher for Kansas City with 6 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence led the way for Jacksonville with 10 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. For Jacksonville, it was Brian Thomas Jr. leading the way in receiving with 4 catches, 80 yards, no touchdowns. And for Kansas City, wasn't Travis Kelce, wasn't Hollywood Brown, wasn't Xavier Worthy, wasn't even Juju Smith-Schuster. Tyquan Thornton, 3 catches, 90 yards, and no touchdowns.
So let's talk about this.
Okay.
This was a game that Jacksonville hung in there. They were on the ropes. They found a way to win a gritty game.
14-7 at halftime.
Yeah, this
Came
was
out the gate 14 unanswered in the third quarter.
Yeah, this was not a pretty game for them.
No.
But I will give kudos to how they kept themselves composed. The interception that you mentioned with Patrick Mahomes was on the goal line that they ran back.
NFL record, 99-yard interception.
Yeah,
So tied in NFL record.
I don't want to say that Kansas City took them too lightly, but I think they did.
Well, let me look at their schedule. Maybe they got caught looking past.
Well, they might have. Well, you're taking a look at that.
100%. Yeah, I'll get to that in a while. 100%.
Oh, yeah, because, I know they got Detroit coming up this Sunday. But either way, you should never take a team lightly. And granted, that haunted a bunch of teams this week.
Yeah.
But for what we saw with Mahomes, his team did not look in sync. They looked very out of it. And Jacksonville did something very smart at the end of that game. So Kareem Hunt scored his touchdown in the fourth quarter when Kansas City was driving with 1:45 left. And I thought you gave Lawrence way too much time. Way too much time to work with. And I will give Trevor Lawrence this. He played very badly during the series, but he hung in there.
Oh, absolutely.
And there was a lot of times where that line caved in on him, and he was trying to run anywhere to get yards. He didn't get out of bounds a lot, but he kept in bounds. And then they were throwing the ball downfield, and they caught Kansas City doing some very, very bad pass interference.
Right.
In fact, that's what set him up on the goal line to punch it in for the win. And that was an egregious pass interference, too. They literally had Brian Thomas' arm wrapped around.
Oh, Jesus.
He had no chance.
Oh, yeah.
But the play that I want to talk about is the game-winning one. So Trevor Lawrence slips.
Right.
Is on the ground. And granted, if you're on the ground and the way that NFL players move, he should have no time to get back up.
Usually.
He got up and he ran it in. And I know this clip has been making rounds all day, but listen, I think it definitely deserves some attention. Chris Jones, the star defensive lineman for Kansas City, stood there and watched. Now, granted, could he have made the play? Probably not. Maybe.
But you got to try.
You got to try, especially if you're making as much as he's making.
Chris Jones, the 5-year, $158,750,000 dude, averaging $31.75 million a year.
Yeah. To have that lack of effort, that was really telling. And that team, I think, just gave up.
Probably.
And that's something for Andy Reid and company. It's not a good look for you.
I think what's happening is, I think to a certain degree they're content. I think to a certain degree, they've had their success, they've had their victories, and some folks on that team, not all, some, are happy with it and they're good with it. Like, oh, I've cemented my legacy. I don't think they're foolishly thinking, oh, this is enough to get me in the Hall of Fame, but they'll go down. You know what? I'll be memorable to at least a number of folks. And I think the other part is they're entering into this stage where you and I saw the New England Patriots for a number of years, where they were good and they were contending, but they weren't winning.
Yeah.
The Patriots had that first, it wasn't a three-peat, but they won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years or whatever it was. And then how long did they go before they even won another one?
Yeah, it was like
a 10-year period.
There was a gap.
There was a 10-year period. And okay, yeah, they made it against the New York Giants the 2 times, but they lost both of those. But twice in 10 years ain't great. It's not average-wise, it ain't good.
Nothing to write home about, no.
So I think that's definitely part of it. I think the other part of it is I think they 100% took Jacksonville too lightly, as you alluded to. They got Detroit next week, but I also pulled up the Jaguars and Chiefs all-time record. So for the entire time these two teams have been playing each other, which the first game was on November 9th, 1997, up until present day, which is 2025, the Kansas City Chiefs have a 9-7 record against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's not bad. But up until this game, they were on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game winning streak against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You want to know when the last time the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Kansas City Chiefs? November 8th, 2009.
Wow.
You want to know who that was the quarterback for Jacksonville at that time?
2009?
Uh-huh.
Blake Bortles?
Nope. David Garrard.
Oh, my God.
You want to know who was the starting quarterback for Kansas City then?
Alex Smith?
No. Matt Castle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. David Garrard had 264 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Matt Castle had 262 and 2.
Garrard was so solid, too.
Oh, he was highly underrated.
Yeah, very.
For that time period. Yeah. But that's how long it was. So I think it was partially like, oh, we've got Detroit next. We're going up against Jacksonville, who's hit or miss. We've beaten the pants off of it. Because I'm looking at some of these scores. Okay, so you had the 1 win. 42-20 win the following year in 2010. 2013, 28-2. 2016, 19-14. 2018, so we're entering into the Mahomes years now. 2018, 30-14. 2019, 40-26. 2022, 27-17. 2023, 17-9. You know, so they've beaten the pants off of them the last couple times, especially under the Mahomes era.
Yeah.
So I think they looked at this and okay, Reed's never going to admit it. Reed tried to get him prepped and Reed tried to get him ready and focused on it. You can clearly tell the players weren't.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that. So for Kansas City, they're going to have to rebound quickly. They have a very big test this coming week.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to, and I could see them definitely taking an L here, but this is going to be a situation, if there's some fight still left in them, they're going to need to show up and show out.
So looking at the schedule for these two teams, for Jacksonville, it ain't going to be easy, I'll tell you that much. This upcoming Sunday, they're at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 7, they are playing the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
Again, it's overseas. Then they're coming back stateside, so they got a bye week after that. Week 9, they are on the road playing the Las Vegas Raiders. For the Kansas City Chiefs, as we alluded to earlier, this upcoming Sunday, Sunday Night Football, they'll be at home against the Detroit Lions. Week 7 ain't getting any easier, folks. They've got the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Week 8, again, not getting any easier. Monday Night Football at home against the Washington Commanders. Week 9, folks, still not any easier. It is on the road playing the Buffalo Bills. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets flexed into Sunday Night Football.
I could imagine. I think they're going to try doing that. I don't know if they can, though, but I think they're going to try.
Week 10, they're on a bye. And then week 11, folks, not any easier. It's the Denver Broncos.
So Kansas City, I mean, listen, if they're really the contenders they think they are, they're going to have to show up. I don't think they're going to, though.
Currently, they are in 3rd place behind the Broncos and the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that's about fitting for them this season, to be honest with you. Like, they're playing like it. I think they're too content where they are. You're just not seeing that spark.
Well, and plus, too, I mean, I get it was his brother, and I get it's friendly ribbing. But, like, look at what happened when Jason went to interview Reed, Mahomes, and Travis.
Yeah.
What was the first thing out of his mouth? So, when's the wedding?
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell they're not entirely focused.
No, I don't want to say it's a distraction, but I think it is. But
it ain't helping.
But I would say this isn't on Taylor. I'm going to say this.
Oh, God, no. God, no.
For anybody that's trying to say she's a distraction, no, she's definitively not. This is more on that team is letting his hype, as in Kelsey's, become a distraction.
They're also listening to the media, I think, a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you too. So that said, let's take a lap around the league and catch up on what we missed.
Yeah, so you had one early game over in London, England, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where the Minnesota Vikings defeated the Cleveland Browns 21-17.
Well, Cleveland feels comfortable with Gabriel, so they made the move. I don't know if I love this, but hey, good win for Minnesota.
The Indianapolis Colts beat the pants off the Las Vegas Raiders 40-6.
Daniel Jones is in the MVP talk. Let that sink in.
I mean, if not that, he's certainly in the comeback player of the year.
But hey, listen, what did I say? If you give him an offensive line, see what he could do, and he's doing great.
Dude's over 1,000 yards passing already.
Yeah, but I will say this: my pick right now for MVP, Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say that right now.
Okay.
That 1-2 combo is working, and minus that hiccup they had on defense, they should be 5-0 right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The New Orleans Saints beat the New York Giants 26-14 to get their first win of the year.
Costly fumble by Scatterbo.
Tell me about it.
Costly fumble.
And I know Giants fans aren't real thrilled right now. I'm twisting the knife a little bit because, hey, it's Giants fans. Folks, it ain't going to get any easier for the Giants fans. Let me just read this off because I can't take credit. I heard this and I'm like, oh, dear God. Here's their schedule up, and I'll go up to the bye week. Next week, they've got the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a home game. On the road against Denver. On the road against Philly. Home against San Francisco. On the road against Chicago. Home against Green Bay. On the road against Detroit. On the road against New England.
Yeah, it's a rough stretch.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
It's a rough stretch. I think, unfortunately, the honeymoon is going to be very short-lived for Dart and company. But not rooting against them. But I just I just think, unfortunately, they're not prepared for that, and that's going to be a long stretch.
Could be. Then you had the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Jets 37-22, although, admittedly, Jerry Jones lighter in the pocketbook this week.
Yeah, giving a very bad gesture to somebody.
Oh, tell me about it.
But this one, I'm shocked that the Jets are playing this bad. That's the easiest way I could put it. This was a solid win for Dallas.
Yeah.
But the Jets are really, really bad, and I'm
0-5.
I'm so shocked at this. No, in all seriousness, I thought the Jets would be playing a lot better. So
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm not picking them for my lock, or well, at this point they're a leap this week. I'm not picking them for my leap because I ain't that stupid. Would not be surprised if the Jets pull off the upset this week against they're playing Denver overseas.
that could happen.
See, because I feel like I was talking about this with somebody today, and I couldn't remember who it was, but this happened a couple of years ago, where like since we've been doing the show, which I know doesn't narrow it down at all.
8 years and counting.
Yeah, but I know at some point during our illustrious 8-year career, a similar situation happened where we had a team, wasn't necessarily this bad, but they still hadn't gotten their first win. Went overseas to, it was either London or Germany because they weren't doing Brazil at that point and they weren't doing Ireland. Went to London or Germany and got their first win of the year. And the running joke was, all they needed to do was go out of the country to get their first win. I'm calling it now. I think the Jets are going to pull off the upset next week against the Broncos.
It could happen, and I think the team was Cleveland.
Could be.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Cleveland, but I can't remember who they faced. It was against maybe it was Cleveland Chargers.
Could be.
Because Chargers messed up and they missed the kick to win the game or something. It was some fluke like that.
Could be. Then you had the Denver Broncos, speaking of which, defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 21-17.
You want to talk about a fluke?
Oh, boy.
This ending.
Down 14, came back to win it all.
Came back to win it. The Hail Mary and Devontae Smith, it looked like he was defended by A.J. Brown, too.
Yeah.
In midair. Like, that was a wild scenario to finish that game off. But, hey, Denver maybe is the real deal. I don't know.
Bo Nix, looking good.
Bo Nix is looking very,
I'm not saying
very
MVP, but
No.
you know what? He might be the guy.
For all that preseason hype, he's looking like the guy for Denver.
He might be the guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of ugly, good Lord. The Carolina Panthers beat the Miami Dolphins 27-24.
Mike McDaniel's good is gone.
Yeah, more than likely.
Bad loss.
Oh.
Very, very bad loss.
Especially when the Panthers just got the pants beat off them the week prior.
But the fact they rallied from 17 down, that's the larger issue at hand. So, which we know Miami has a solid offense.
We're in year, 4 of the McDaniel era?
Yeah.
Listen, you can say, it's going to get better. We've seen 3 years of this already.
I would say this, unless he makes some miracle run, he's going to be the first coach fired. And it is what it is.
Yeah,
he
might.
But because he's a great offensive mind, but he is not, in my opinion, for head coach. I think the fact that he's not as involved with the defense or has addressed it, I think has been a problem.
They've got the Chargers, Browns, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, and Commanders before they've got a bye week in Week 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough stretch. I mean, I don't think he gets fired before the season ends.
They're 1-4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: if he doesn't pick up another win by Atlanta, so that's in another 2 weeks, he's as good as gone.
Oh yeah, no, I think unfortunately he is.
He's
he's
as good as gone because if the Chargers, it's Herbert, it's all that. Okay, but fine. But if you can't beat Cleveland, who's got a rookie quarterback going, who's will have started his less than 5
defense
games.
though.
No, I know, but I'm going to say this: if they don't pick up a win by Atlanta, he's as good as gone.
I could see that
because by that point they'll be 1-6.
Yeah, the writing will be on the wall.
Yeah. Then you had the Tennessee Titans finally get a win and get off the schneid, beating the Arizona Cardinals 22-21. Maybe they're not ass.
No, I think this. If you're coaching anybody about playing football,
Yep.
I think what the drill should be this week is when you run into the end zone, you make sure you hand the ball to the referee.
I can't believe this is still a thing in 2025.
The fact this happened twice.
Oh, Lord.
This
is like the too many men on the ice penalty in hockey. Like, you're professionals. You've been doing this for how long? And you're still doing this?
Yep. That is the easiest way to describe this game. So Tennessee is still bad, but man, did Arizona ever gift wrap them a win.
Yeah, they did.
Because I'm sorry, that and the coach needs to keep his hands to himself on the sidelines, my opinion, too. That was a bad look by him, too.
Yeah.
So
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Seattle Seahawks 38-35. Apparently, defense was optional in this game.
Definitely is, but both teams are kind of similar images, I would say. So this one, Baker has found new life down there, and he's getting them where they need to go.
379-2 from him, 341-4 from Darnold. Holy smokes!
Yeah, he's playing very, very solid, and I think as long as he's healthy, I think Tampa Bay's got a shot to make some noise. Yeah, not a deep run, but to make some noise.
Then you had the Washington Commanders beat the LA Chargers 27-10.
Bum. Whoa!
Oh baby,
Jalen Daniels came back. Shaky first half. I watched that game in its entirety.
Yeah.
Very shaky first half. And then the second half, they really were exposing the entire offense by Herbert. And I was going to say San Diego, but they're always going to be San Diego to me.
Yeah.
Very bad loss. Marion Hampton is out.
Yeah.
So that's another injured running back.
Yeah.
I heard on a couple sites were saying possible trade would happen to kind of replace, because right now their running back core is very, very depleted. I don't know who you'd want to move. There really is no answer right now for them.
Their running back right now is Hassan Haskins because Omarion Hampton currently listed as out, so we'll see. And then Najee Harris is on IR.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hampton's looking to miss at least 4 games, they were saying. At least.
This from the injury report. Coach Jim Harbaugh said Monday that Hampton, ankle, will be placed on injured reserve in the coming days. Daniel Popper of The Athletic reports.
Okay, so he had the ankle injury. I thought it was...
And then...
Harris has the hamstring.
Harris is the Achilles.
Okay. He
got placed on IR back a couple weeks ago. This was dated the 24th of September. On this 24th of September, he got placed on IR, so he can come back at the earliest in another 2 weeks, I think, if my math is right.
Okay.
Suspect because I didn't study math.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to make a trade. Somebody's going to be around that last place position, and they're going to try wheeling and dealing.
Could be. Then we got one last game to talk about, and it is our two teams, because our two teams took on each other in Sunday Night Football up in Buffalo, where you had the whiteout going on. Where the Buffalo Bills debuted their new jerseys, which I got to admit, they look nice.
They were nice.
The whole big rollout going with them, ice cream and the whole 9 yards going on with it.
Very sweet ice cream.
Oh, okay. I'm not a Bills fan, but you know what? I do like my ice cream. I'll have to try it.
Yes.
The Patriots, though, emerged victorious, winning by the final score of 23-20. Drake May, 22 of 30, 273 yards passing, no touchdowns or interceptions. Josh Allen, 22 of 31, 253 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Josh Allen, also the leading rusher for Buffalo, with 9 carries, 53 yards, and no touchdowns. Travion Henderson, the leading rusher for New England, with 6 carries, 24 yards, and no touchdowns. Then you had Stephon Diggs, the leading receiver for New England. Have a goddamn game, why don't you? 10 catches, 146 yards, no touchdowns. And then for Buffalo, Dalton Kincaid, have a goddamn game, why don't you? 6 catches, 108 yards, and no touchdowns.
Would you like to take the victory lap? You deserve it.
No, I mean, listen, it was a great game, both sides of the ball. I was nervous as all hell, and nervous in a way that I haven't been since the Tom Brady days of like, I'm getting heart palpitations, and my heart rate is hitting like 115 according to my Apple Watch. That there was one point in the third quarter I thought we were going to blow it, because I think we were up, and there were like Buffalo's on the one side of the 50, and then 2 penalties put them on the other side of the 50, and I'm like, shit, here we go. This is where the implosion begins. But no, they gutted it out. It was easily Drake May's best performance of his career.
I agree.
It was his first primetime game, in fact, which I had forgotten. Yeah, we didn't have an entire primetime game all of last year. So it was his great debut on primetime. Hell of a game for Stephon Diggs. Back-to-back 100-yard performances. The first Patriots receiver to have back-to-back 100-yard games since...
Randy.
No, Julian Edelman in 2019 was the last one to do back-to-back 100-yard performances. Yeah, so I thought the same thing.
So
great game on both sides. Only crappy thing that I can think of is, other than, our pass defense is ass. Other than that, one interception, because good Lord, we couldn't stop Buffalo passing the ball if they were paid $100 million to do so. But the other crappy thing is Antonio Gibson, one of our running backs, out for the year with an ACL injury.
Ooh, that's tough to hear.
Yeah, so now we're down to Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, who, let's be honest, I want to put flypaper on his hands.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So let me give the Patriots their due. Drake May, best game he's played, hands down. Had a lot of swagger.
Yeah.
Had a real embracing of the primetime moment, which you have to have, especially going into that environment with how emotional it was, because it was allegedly, and I'll put the asterisk by it, it's the Bills' last Sunday night football game in that stadium.
Right.
Before they build a new one.
Right.
So he went in there, was very composed, and he took advantage of a Bills defense that was playing sloppy. You're going to hear that word pop up a lot in this commentary.
It was 5 penalties before the second quarter.
They wound up going into double digits for, I want to say, over 100 yards in penalties.
That was accepted. If you want to factor in the ones that were offsetting, or I know they were declined, that easily puts them at like 15.
Yeah. The Bills played absolutely atrocious on both sides of the ball. And their defense, I'm going to say, especially on them. And the fact that Stephon Diggs torched them as badly as he did. Now, granted, was he primed up for this game? Absolutely. Did he have a chip on his shoulder? 1,000,000%. The Bills should have known this.
Yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out.
And even with some of the injuries they have, you know where he's going, and the fact that you let him catch that one that put him in the game-winning drive for him, where Drake May threw one of the wildest directional passes I think I have ever seen.
That was beautiful.
It was amazing. Like, listen, take the victory lap on this. The fact he hit Diggs in stride, and Diggs was as wide open as he was absolutely mind-blowing to watch as a Bills fan, because I was mad.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, like, how are you leaving him wide open? If anybody was going to beat you in this game, it was Diggs. Because I guarantee you how this probably went in the pre-meeting for the Patriots. Stephon said, give me the ball all day. I'm going to get open.
Well, he had that one where Drake was flushed out, and he was trying to run around, and just get somebody open. And Diggs was just doing circles.
Yeah.
Trying to lose the defender, and he did.
Yeah.
The one you brought up, in stride was awesome. The other awesome one Drake had was, I believe it was Daquan Jones, where he stiff-armed him.
He stiff-armed a 300-pound man.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he hit the guy, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, no, the fact he did that was insane. I'm sorry. Like, Drake earns this one.
Yeah.
So I have no problem taking all the memes and everything going on with this game, because the Bills played absolutely atrocious. 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
Crucial ones, too. Yeah. Like, Josh needed to play better with the ball. He did not. He missed a couple wide open passes, and I think he pressed himself too much. But then again, and I've said this before when the Bills have been winning, they have been buying into their hype of, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're undefeated, XYZ. And every time they do this, they take a big L.
Right.
A bad L, too. And they were 8.5 favorites in this, which, I'm sorry, the Patriots going into this game is 2-2. So it's not like they're Miami 1-3 or whatever the case is.
Right.
Or the Jets. The Patriots are a very solid team. They're young, but if you're going to have one thing in their factor, it's Mike Vrabel. And Vrabel knows how to beat the Bills. He's made a pretty good legacy by doing it, whether as coach or a player.
I mean, Patriots 3-2 should be 4-1 if Ramondre remembered how to hold on to the ball against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we almost beat Pittsburgh.
No, completely. So this is a very bad loss for the Bills. Now, they can do one of two things. One, put it behind them, get focused for Atlanta on Monday night, which is a very winnable game. Or two, dwell on this. And also, if there's some problems going on in the locker room, I saw Keon Coleman was
benched for the first.
Yeah,
was it the first quarter or the first series?
First series,
right?
Which still, the fact that's going on, that is a problem.
Yeah, that's concerning.
That is very concerning. But this was a Bills team that took New England way too lightly.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how, unless it was just it boils down to they bought into their own news clippings.
I think that's part of it, and I think the other part of it is just how many new pieces there are on the New England side of things. That okay, you look at the Patriots' record up until now. Okay, they lost to Vegas. Okay, they beat Miami. But that's Miami's in turmoil right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to Pittsburgh, couldn't hold onto the ball, and then they beat the pants off of Carolina the week prior.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, hey, we're the Bills. We've been great, and we've beaten them. How many times in a row was it going into this? A bunch.
Mm-hmm.
That we got this easily.
Yeah, and it came back to haunt them in the worst possible way.
Well, but it should be interesting the next couple of weeks for both teams. For the Patriots, they're on the road playing the New Orleans Saints this upcoming Sunday. After that, they're on the road playing Tennessee. Home game against the Cleveland Browns in Week 8, and then home game against the Atlanta Falcons the week after that.
Who is Atlanta?
What is Atlanta? 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to say. And then for the Buffalo Bills, you alluded to, they've got a Monday night football game this upcoming Monday on the road playing the Atlanta Falcons. Bye week in Week 7. Come out of the bye week on the road playing the Carolina Panthers. And then Week 9 at home against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I fear Carolina's a trap game.
Could be.
I really fear that.
Could be.
If there's one thing that worries me, I know that the Bills have that Kansas City game circled.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm worried about anything prior to it, like especially coming off that bye week. They're going to be in a very calm. I don't care what the point spread is for that game.
Right.
Carolina's going to contend with them on that one.
Probably.
Oh, man, a lot of storylines going on with this week of the NFL. So that being said, Case, hit us up in that hashtag ODPH pod. Week 5 of the NFL is in the books. How is your team doing? Let's discuss, shall we? But first, we're going to get a quick break. We'll be right back.
You ever wondered what comics Mark from Vale Am I is into? What Zach from Left Behind's favorite MCU movies are? Well, Metalcore Nerds is the show for you. My name is Sean Mott, and here at Metalcore Nerds, we cover the latest things in pop culture, whether it be Star Wars, Marvel, DC, AEW, and everything else in between. You can listen to the show every Monday on Adobe Howl at 7 p.m. Eastern, or find it anywhere you find podcasts after it debuts on the radio station.
The content you are listening to is part of the Nerd Initiative Podcast Network. For more info about the home of pop culture positivity, be sure to check out nerdinitiative.com.
Kilman back for another segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Time to talk a little pro wrestling. This weekend, major card going down for the WWE. Let's talk about it, Pat.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
The Crown Jewel is taking place this Saturday from Perth, Australia. Special start time here in the States. How do you like a little wrestling with your breakfast if you're on the East Coast? West Coast, you're getting up just a little bit early.
As long as I don't have to work, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But that's not happening with New York.
Nope. So taking place this Saturday from the RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia. It is WWE Crown Jewel.
Yeah, so this is kind of a little fun showcase that they're putting on. They're doing their Night of Champions setup, so to speak.
Kind of.
So you're having champion versus champion for the men's and women's heavyweight titles, plus a lot of other interesting matches taking place as well. So let's break it down.
So the first match we're going to talk about, because Lord knows what the order is going to be on this card. First match we're going to talk about is the singles match for the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. Now, it's not an actual championship. It is a ring on the hand that they can wear. If they wear it past Monday or Friday, respectively, I have no idea. We'll see. But you've got Cody Rhodes, who is the SmackDown champion, aka the undisputed WWE champion, taking on Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion.
So this is going to be a fun match. Obviously, Seth and Cody have a long historic history in WWE.
Yeah.
So the storyline has been getting set up, obviously, who's the best of the best. And that's all you really need with these two. You don't really need a lot to go in.
No.
However, there is one factor that's been kind of coming into play, and that's Randy Orton.
Uh-huh.
And I don't doubt for this that we finally get the heel turn we've been waiting for with Randy.
Uh-huh.
That I think he winds up costing Cody Rhodes, whether intentionally or not,
Could be.
this match. And I think at the end of the day, Seth Rollins is winning it no matter what.
You are correct. They don't need a lot of build for this matchup. But the one thing they are doing for this build that I do like is the little bit of doubt Seth Rollins is having in his mind.
Yeah.
Especially you think back to Monday night this week where he was talking with Paul Heyman backstage and he goes, what does it mean if I lose? What happens? You know, and that's not the first time he's had this. He was echoing a similar kind of thought process the week prior where he's having a lot of self-doubt. And you know what? I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a little different other than, yeah, I'm the best. I'm going to kick his teeth in. Like, you know what? I like it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next up is a singles match for the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Champion. And I'll tell you what, this matchup could be a WrestleMania main event, if in all honesty. Because you have Stephanie Vaquer, the Women's World Champion, taking on Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion.
Yeah, they don't need a lot of build-up for this one. In fact, I would not I would not mind seeing it ran back. See, that's how I amped up. I am talking about this match. So this is going to be a very fun one. I mean, Vaqueras came on and lit the entire division on fire.
Yeah.
And, Tiffany Stratton has been putting in her own legacy as WWE champion. So how they are going to finally set up everybody, this is going to be interesting. I honestly don't know who I want to pick for a winner because... I mean, obviously somebody has to in this. You're not going to have a double DQ or anything like that.
Right.
I wonder if we would have Tiffany win this by nefarious means.
Could be.
And then you can run this back at Mania. So I could see that because obviously with how they do it on SmackDown and, with Jade Cargill being involved, I don't know if they would have her interfere for whatever reason.
Well, I think if anybody's going to interfere, it might be Julia.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Just because she tried inserting herself into this matchup. I think it was last week, and that didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're eventually getting to Julia versus Vaquer, which is
probably
which is going to be amazing. But
yeah,
but I don't know if they would have two matches like this be cost with interference. I just don't know. But I'll say this: if I got to pick a winner, I'm going to say Stratton.
I'm going to say Vaquer. Just so Tiffany's got enough going on, and I feel like Stephanie's still relatively new to the main roster audience. Give her a little something extra to go along with it.
Okay.
Next up, again, match that could be a WrestleMania main event if the one guy wasn't retiring here in the next 2 months. And then
both of them are kind of retiring. Or hinting at that.
One sooner than the other. And this is in a singles matchup. John Cena taking on AJ Styles. So for one last time, we get to watch AJ Styles maybe beat up John Cena.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I did not think that this was going to happen, but I'm very happy to be wrong about this.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ Styles, what you say, instant Hall of Famer whenever he decides to retire, which I think he's hinted at next year will be that.
That's the rumor.
John Cena, obviously, he's on the farewell tour. The only question you have is the whole deal with Brock Lesnar. And the loss there, and would he avenge it before bowing out, or is he just going to kind of fade away with it?
Current rumor is Gunther will be his last opponent.
I'm okay with that.
That's the rumor.
I'm perfectly fine with that if they want to go that route. The reason being is if Cena is going to lose in his final match, which I think that might be why they did the Lesnar match. The more that I'm thinking about it,
it could be.
Because if Cena is expected to win every time, it kind of loses a little luster.
Right. I mean, I can see it both ways. I can see if they decide to go to the Lesnar route. Okay, he wins. He finally exercises the demon. It is Brock Lesnar. He finally got to win over Lesnar.
Yeah, but
also I can see him going the route with Gunther and really giving Gunther the push.
See, that's where I think they would go with that. I really think that would make more sense to do.
Yeah.
Plus, if Lesnar is coming back again, which we don't know, we don't have any idea what his plans are.
Two people know, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
I would say this. I would not doubt that Gunther defeats John Cena. I know we're kind of talking a little fast at the beginning of this, but Gunther has always said he wants to fight Lesnar at Mania.
Yeah.
And that could be something that Gunther can spin in for his match. He's because I would not doubt that if they're going to run Lesnar and Cena back, it'll be at Survivor Series.
Probably.
That's where I think it won't be the final match. Because I don't think there's a good payoff there.
No.
I think though for where we're going, that's the long play. But for this match though, I'm going to say Cena.
Okay.
But it's going to be close. It's going to be a fun match.
It's going to be probably the match of the night.
Yeah.
The crowd, I forget whether it was a pay-per-view or it was an episode of Monday Night Raw, but you remember when they were standing in the ring together and the crowd was dueling chants for like 3 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get something similar with this. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, just give them time. That's the only thing I want. I want this to have like a good 20 minutes.
Easily.
Yeah.
Next up is a tag match with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky taking on the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka and Kairi Sane.
So this has been kind of an interesting storyline. I will admit.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy that Rhea's not involved in the world title scene, to be honest. So this one, though, I think the Asuka and Kairi Sane need this more than Rhea and Io do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that Asuka wins. She'll pin Io.
Could be.
And then I don't know if that sets up War Games or not. because I think they have a couple different options they could go with for this.
Yeah, I think this might be where we're going for War Games.
I mean, I could see it.
Just because there's the ongoing tug between Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi trying to get the family back together, as it were, and everything going on where Asuka's slowly going more insane.
Mm-hmm. So I could definitely see this planting some seeds for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but just if I have to speculate, I wouldn't doubt that they bring in the Judgment Day involved with Roxanne Perez and Raquel.
Yeah.
And then that's how Liv Morgan makes a return if she's healthy enough.
Yeah, I could see it.
So I could see that kind of panning out.
I could see it. Last match in an Australian street fight. You've got the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, taking on the Tribal Thief, Bronson Reed.
Well, for starters, I'm so happy Bronson gets a pay-per-view match back in his home country.
Absolutely.
Because I know that this is something that he did not get to do last time.
Right.
Because I believe there was a family issue going on.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he was having his wife was having their child.
There was something.
There was something going on with that.
His
so
family.
Do not quote me for that specifically, but there was an issue that he couldn't do it.
Right.
But it was very respectful. Like everybody involved understood. I don't know if it was injury or there was something going on with that. But regardless, Bronson couldn't wrestle on the show, and it was out of his hands. Mm-hmm. So then we now come to this. He's now getting pushed in a very big main event feud.
It was the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
He put out a thing, quote, "My people, yes, my wife is pregnant. No,
okay.
no, that's not the reason. I'm not on WWE Chamber. Thank you for your concerns. Sometimes the stars don't align." So he was vague with it. He wasn't specifically quoted about it, but so there was something going on.
There was something going on. Okay, I could not remember. I remember he put out the tweet, so that's what made me think about it. His wife.
Something was going on.
Yeah. So either way, he now gets the chance to do this.
Absolutely.
That's what matters. That's the big takeaway from this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this. I would love to see him get the W here. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be huge for him. I mean, it's hard to go against Roman, though. That's the one problem.
Yeah.
But I think if you're ever going to do something where you're going to throw a curveball, this is it. It's a street fight. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
When in doubt.
This is the reason they brought Bronson Reed into WWE. Sorry, I hated that line.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it's going to be Roman, but I think Roman's going to get his you-know-what kicked once the bell rings.
Yeah.
That obviously it's a street fight. Obviously Braun Breaker is going to come down and interfere. Obviously because, hey, you notice a couple names we didn't mention on this card.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy and Jay. They'll come down. It'll set up a whole thing. I would imagine for Survivor Series
War Games,
it'll be Roman versus Seth.
Yeah. I fully see that being
and I'm all right with that.
I fully see that being on the men's side. I don't know how they would incorporate the SmackDown side into it. Mm-hmm. I think something will happen that maybe they do, but either way, I think all signs are pointing to that direction.
Probably.
So,
well, because you got to figure if they do Roman versus Seth, Roman kind of show neutral. He shows up where he wants.
Yep.
You've got Jimmy and Jay, which Jay's Raw. Jimmy, I think, is technically SmackDown, but he's been on Raw more often than not. Sammy's SmackDown. And then you would have to figure Jacob Fatu would be on their team because he's a face these days.
Yeah, it's going to be a little complicated how we get from point A to point B, but that's why we let Triple H and company worry about that.
No kidding.
And then I believe one more match is on the card.
Nope, that's it.
So it's not Sammy and Solo?
Nope, no Sammy and Solo.
Okay.
Only 5 matches.
Okay, interesting.
Could be saved for SmackDown either this Friday or the Friday after.
Okay. Yeah, because Sammy's doing the open challenge. I thought Solo was doing that according to one website. I'm checking. But either way, if that happens, I think Sammy still retains. Mm-hmm. Reasons. We'll just leave it at that.
Reasons.
But a solid weekend of pro wrestling is going on. I know tonight as we record is the NXT TNA Showdown show. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun. If you haven't seen the roster of TNA, this is a great exposure for him. A true forbidden door has been opened, if you will.
No kidding. So the card for this one is you've got Ethan Page taking on Mustafa Ali in a singles match for the NXT North American Championship.
Let's go, Ali. That would be huge.
That'll be a great match. Next up, in a winners take all match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships and the NXT Tag Team Championships, you've got Dark State and Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin, the NXT champions, taking on Matt and Jeff Hardy, the TNA champions.
Okay. See, what I think would be smart is to give it to Dark State.
Yeah.
I think that would be. But if this is a way to get Matt and Jeff on WWE television, the Hardys are winning this one.
That's probably going to be the Hardys.
Yeah.
Then the next two are traditional 4-on-4 Survivor Series tag team matches, the first of which is the Women's Survivor Series tag team match. Special note, Jordan Grace is the special guest referee. So for Team TNA, you've got Kalani Jordan, Jessie McKay, and Cassie Lee, and Maria Sade taking on Team NXT, which is JC Jane, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice.
This is going to be a damn good match.
Oh, my God, yeah. Don't go for food or go for a bathroom break during this match because you're going to miss something.
This could possibly steal the show.
Probably.
Just going to put it out there. I honestly don't know who to pick here.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think I would lean into a little bit for Team NXT.
Hey, Sol Ruka, how many Soul Snatchers can you hit in a row?
Right.
Let's find out.
But I would say this. If they really wanted to shake things up, I would give it to Team TNA.
Team TNA is going to win one of these two Survivor Series matches.
They have to.
I don't know if they'd win both. They're going to win at least one.
No, I think that, like I say, I think they would. Out of the two, I think they win the men's.
Okay.
But I would say this: if I was booking, I would do the women's match here, and I would give that to TNA.
Okay. Next up is the men's 4-on-4 Survivor Series tag team match. This is the special guest referee is say his name. And he appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
For Team TNA, listen to these teams. Talk about stacked. Team TNA, Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater. Taking on Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne.
Okay.
Good Lord.
So kudos to Bourne for getting in this match. That's a big roster spot for him.
Yeah.
That shows how much the company believes in him, in my opinion. First thing that jumps out, give me Leon Slater versus Javon Evans just for like a series. I don't need that much. Because I eventually need this to be like a ladder match. Just reasons to let it happen. This is going to be an absolutely insane match. I love the storylines going on with this. Ricky Saints and Trick working together. I just don't think that happens.
Nope.
So I think that ultimately will lead to TNA getting the win. However, though, it all depends on who wins the women's match.
Okay.
If Team TNA wins there, WWE's winning the men's. And it would make sense. I think that they would do something really kind of wild with this. But I could see, though, NXT winning the women's match and then TNA winning this one because Trick Williams is going to turn on somebody.
See, that's the way I think it's going to happen. I think NXT is going to win the women's one just because that women's roster on Team NXT for that match is insane. But I think TNA is going to win the men's one just because there's way too many combustible parts on the NXT side of the men's match that there's no way they can coexist for long enough to put their differences aside.
I agree. I mean, it's going to be fun. Like I say,
absolutely.
The fact they can't really call a shot on it. I mean, that's how good this card is. But kudos to TNA for getting this moment too, because I know Bound for Glory is coming up on Sunday as well. That's going to be that's their marquee pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that's going to be taking place. So that'll be really fun to watch. A lot of happenings in the world of pro wrestling. I know AEW is celebrating their 6th year anniversay on Dynamite. Yeah, crazy to believe it's already there with Dynamite. And I know Samoa Joe is taking on Hangman Adam Page for the world title. So they have a very quality main event there.
Yeah.
I don't know too much of what's going on in the other cards. Sorry, folks, planning for New York Comic Con. But either way, there's a lot of pro wrestling to discuss. So we definitely will make sure we're doing that here. So hit us up on the hashtag ODPH pod. What is your takes going in for the big WWE week of pro wrestling? What's your thoughts on NXT Showdown with TNA? And then, of course, Crown Jewel Perth happening this Saturday over on the Peacock. It's Peacock. Or no, it's ESPN.
No, it's ESPN for us here in the States.
I know. That throws me off, but still. So it'll be there, so you can definitely go check it out. And then if you're looking for more pro wrestling happening, I believe Wrestling Night Live is still taking place on Thursday night, but it will be pre-taped. I do know that.
Gotcha.
So Rich, Sammy, and you never know who's going to be making a run-in for that.
Ooh.
We'll be talking all things in the land of pro wrestling. So make sure you tune to the Nerd Initiative YouTube for that. Drop that subscribe. That being said, we're getting our last breakout. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Alan Dunford here from Top Hat Studios, co-writer and co-creator of Pocus Hocus and Grandma Chainsaw, and you guys are listening to the ODPH podcast.
I'm gonna be down to the punch, 'cause they can't bring me down if I'm already under the ground.
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Pad, what you got?
Got to talk a little bit of local minute because baseball season is over. Hockey season, baseball season's over for the minor leagues. Again, congratulations to the Rumble Ponies. But the hockey season is starting up here very quickly, and that is another opportunity for our Binghamton Black Bears to go for a three-peat. They're back-to-back champs. Hopefully they do a three-peat because, hey, that'd be incredible.
Yes.
Season does start this upcoming Friday, October 10th, 7 o'clock Eastern. They will be at home playing the Watertown Wolves at the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. On the road Saturday, October 11th. That is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. They're taking on the Watertown Wolves. Don't worry, if you can't see them this Friday, they'll return home next Friday, October 17th. That'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern to take on Danbury and play the Hat Tricks. For more tickets, information, all that good stuff, BinghamtonBlackBears.com.
And if we are talking hockey, well, we only talk one team here because the NHL is back. Blue Shirt Nation, stand the puck up. Is a new season. All the drama from last year is hopefully gone.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Obviously, we're undefeated right now as the season kicks off tonight. And there's a lot of stuff that, we have to keep an eye out for moving forward. Obviously, the Penguins are taking on our beloved New York Rangers tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the Rangers are going a little road home deal heading up to Boston. Or no, that was the preseason. So, I forget. Like, this is how much I am so in tune for other things going on right now.
You got a couple games going on tonight.
Yes.
The one going on currently as we record is the Chicago Blackhawks are taking on the Florida Panthers. Currently, Florida is up 2-1 on Chicago at the end of the first. We've got our beloved New York Rangers, as you alluded to so eloquently, taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins, 8 o'clock Eastern. All three of these games are on ESPN. Taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins, that'll be at the Garden. And then 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, again, ESPN, you've got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Los Angeles Kings. Got that going on. But yeah, so like you alluded to, you've got we're playing Rangers playing Pittsburgh tonight.
Yep, and then they're on the road.
On the road playing Buffalo on the 9th. October 11th, they're on the road playing Pittsburgh. Come back home on Sunday the 12th where they're playing the Washington Commanders. They're playing the Washington Capitals.
See, we're all distracted this week.
No, we are. And then they got another home game on Tuesday the 14th where they're playing the Edmonton Oilers, which... Shout out Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Holy shit. 2 years contract, like $12.5 million AAV. Holy cow.
I was hoping that did not happen because you know what? I know the Rangers were thinking about making the trade.
Ooh.
They were all in discussion for that.
Wow. I did not hear that.
Yeah, that was something that I don't know how much serious talk there was.
Right.
But I know that was one place he was hinting that he wanted to go.
Oh.
I know that the powers that be at the Rangers were thinking about it if it made enough sense, which it does. I mean, he's a superstar. So the fact we didn't get him, it is what it is. But that just means that lineup that we have paid very, very handsomely for needs to show out. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very honest. I mean, Shesterkin can only do so much, but I need Panarin and Zibanejad to go. I mean, we obviously lost the true captain with Chris Kreider, who's now out west.
Yep.
I know that JT's now the captain.
Yep.
Which it is what it is. I'm not mad about that. In comparison to Trouba, I will take that.
Yeah.
I did not like Trouba as a captain. So
yeah, that's true.
So we're going to have to kind of wait to see how this shakes up, but they really need to come out of the gate strong. And if they don't, there's going to be some problems. I know preseason is preseason. I don't buy a lot into it. I know they win, 2-6?
Something
or 2
like
and
that,
4
yeah.
rather in 6 games.
Something like that.
I don't care. Preseason doesn't matter to me. Show up on the ice when it's time to really make the paycheck, and let's do this damn thing. And obviously that is what we're talking about. That's the prediction. They're winning the cup. Enough said. That's all I got to say about them.
I mean, hey, listen, they can't. Not every game can be like the Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning the other night.
Oh my God, what's 8-0?
It was 7-0 Florida.
Jesus.
There were, I believe, 14 ejections total between the two teams, and then total penalty minutes. Well, it's over 300 between the two teams.
Hey, you want to show some heart in that kind of preseason?
182 penalty minutes for Tampa Bay, 140 penalty minutes for Florida. You can do the math.
Yeah, by all means. I mean,
good Lord.
Well, that's one beauty about hockey. People get up and they really want to show up for it.
Went to a hockey game and a boxing match broke out.
Well, sometimes that's the best thing that could happen, But I think in the Rangers case, they have to find some emotion there. If they don't, there's going to be some problems. But I like all the moves they did. I mean, they're not really in bad shape, I think.
No.
I know that the so-called analysts don't have them going that high, but I think they will be very, very fine.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing is, as long as Shesterkin is 100% and they address some of their defense issues,
Yeah.
we're okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, especially with hockey and any real sport where you've got a goalie. As long as your starting goalie is good, that works out fine. But then it's when you get into the backup that you get a little dicey.
But the nice thing is, though, Mike Sullivan is the head coach. He did solid work in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They needed that. Obviously, Laviolette is not a great head coach, in my opinion. He has a very short window of freshness.
They still got Quick as their backup. All right, that's not bad.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Yeah, I know. For everybody that's writing him off, I'm like,
he's a good backup.
yeah, I no, but even like the Rangers in general, like, the team's not that good. They're fine. They just need to get rid of all the drama that happened with Drury.
So he had a record of 11-7-2. Did Quick last year with an 89.3% save percentage.
Yeah, but how bad was that defense though last year? DeAndre is now in Carolina. Granted, he got paid, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I think it just depends on the other guys can match up. And we need something out of Panarin. We need something out of Miller. Lafreniere, you're the number one pick. You need to do something and show up consistently. That's the one problem they have. They go in streaks. Like they're either hot or cold.
It's a young team.
It's a young team, but like I say, this is the time to really shock some people and really make some moves. And like I say, when Drury is, like I say, the GM, I'm kind of mixed on him.
Yeah,
but at least he's trying to do something. So I'm okay with this.
Right.
So we'll have to wait to see how the season pans out, but it's Blue Shirt Nation, stand the puck up all day, every day. That being said, I believe we covered everything we need to for sports because obviously it's been a kind of crazy week. UFC, I wasn't paying too much attention to. Obviously, with what happened on the card, it went as standard quo.
Yep.
Pretty
much. The only wild thing is Pereira was talking about moving up to heavyweight.
Yeah, that's the only
What the fudge?
So that's the only takeaway. Magnov's camp was saying that he wasn't ready to fight, and I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to get into that kind of nonsense. If you're not ready to go, you shouldn't fight. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the card went exactly as I think it was going to go. I mean, we can dive into it a little more next time if we need to. But honestly, there hasn't been that much about it other than I know that Pereira wants to go to heavyweight. It basically 1 in 90 seconds. There's not really a lot to say about it. And then what do you do in the heavyweight division? That's the only problem you have right now.
Right.
I don't think it's not looking great. I know Aspinall and Gone is going to be taken on. I know that John Jones wants to fight Pereira at the White House next year. That card is now a go for June 14th.
Yeah.
Next year. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's like really the only takeaway. I know I was getting a message about like we haven't talked about UFC in a while. 20 did not have a lot of great highlights for it.
Nope.
It was pretty standard. So we'll have to see though. I mean, we can deep dive into it. Everyone's just got to hit us up on the hashtag and let us know. Because that is it for this week for the ODPH podcast. So for the one only Padawan J.
Fuck the Astros.
I'm your host, Ken. Yankees, pull a miracle off, please. We need something. Thank you as always for listening to the podcast. We do appreciate it. Drop a review, drop a rating, drop whatever you need to say that you're checking us out and you like the content you're hearing. And we'll see you next time.
It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old time fable. Everyone has just one true love. All I know is you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me, we don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.